Hi everyone. Today I am going to explain about stem anatomy. Under this, the very first one, transverse section of dicotyledonous stem. Internal structure of typical dicot stem. The internal structure of a typical dicot stem shows following features. The very first one, epidermis. Epidermis is the outermost layer of the stem. It is uniseriate, which means single layered. The epidermis of dicotyledonous stem shows multicellular hair-like outgrowths which are called trichomes. And the stomata also found in epidermis of dicot stem. The outer side of epidermis, a layer is present which is made up of the substance cutin. This layer is called cuticle. Epidermis plays a significant role in the protection of dicot stem. Remember this. Epidermis of dicot stem is uniseriate or single layered, but it contains multicellular hair-like structures called trichomes. Stomata also found in epidermis of dicot stem. And one more important thing is the epidermis of dicot stem covered by cuticle. The function of epidermis is protection. The second one is cortex. In dicot stem, cortex is divided into three important parts such as hypodermis, general cortex and endodermis. Hypodermis. It is present just below to the epidermis. The hypodermis of dicot stem provides mechanical support to young stem. This layer composed of collenchyma and their cells contains chloroplast. So hypodermis is green and photosynthetic. Cortex differentiated into hypodermis, general cortex, endodermis. Hypodermis present just below to the epidermis and it is composed with collenchyma. It gives mechanical support to young stems. Hypodermis contains chloroplast. Due to that, it is green and photosynthetic and prepares food material by wound. Next one, general cortex. This part is composed of parenchyma. Storage of food is the main function of cortex. Resin canal or mucilage canal present in general cortex. General cortex is schizogenous in origin. General cortex is composed of parenchyma. Storage of food is the main function of this region. Resin canal or mucilage canal also present in general cortex. General cortex schizogenous in origin. Next one, endodermis. Endodermis is single layered but it is thick in nature. The cells of endodermis are barrel shaped. These cells accumulate starch in stem of dicot. Thus, this endodermis is known as starch sheath. Endodermis is innermost layer of cortex. It is single layered and contains thick walled cells. Endodermis cells are barrel shaped and these cells accumulate starch in stem of dicot. Due to this, endodermis is called starch sheath in dicot stem. Next one is pericycle. Pericycle is present on the inner side of the endodermis and above the phloem in the form of semi-lunar patches of sclerenchyma. In dicotyledonous stem, pericycle appears like semi-lunar patches present inside to endodermis and outside or above the phloem. And the important thing is the pericycle of dicot stem mostly made up of sclerenchyma. Note, in sunflower stem, pericycle is made up of alternate bands of parenchymus and sclerenchymus cells, in which pericycle which is present in front of vascular bundle is made up of sclerenchyma and remaining part is composed of parenchyma. Pericycle is heterogeneous in origin in sunflower stem. Next one, vascular bundles. Large number of vascular bundles are arranged in ring-like structure in dicot stem which is called eustele. The shape of vascular bundles are wedge shaped. Each vascular bundle is conjoint, collateral and open. Conjoint in the sense both xylem and phloem situated or lied in same radius. Collateral in the sense vascular bundle contains xylem and phloem are in 1:1 ratio. Xylem present towards center, phloem present towards periphery. And open vascular bundles. The vascular bundles which contains cambium between xylem and phloem are called open vascular bundles. Open vascular bundle shows secondary growth. Each vascular bundle is made up of phloem, cambium and xylem. Eustele is present in dicotyledonous stem. Remember, the dicotyledonous stem vascular bundles are wedge-shaped, arranged in ring-like structure called eustele. These vascular bundles are conjoint, collateral and open vascular bundles. The next one is pith or medulla. This is well-developed region or spreading from ring of vascular bundle to the center in dicot stem. The cells of this region mainly made up of parenchyma. The function of pith or medulla is storage of water and food. Note, the part of pith or medulla which is radially arranged between the vascular bundles are called medullary rays or pith rays. The main function of medullary rays is radial conduction of food and water. Here you have to remember the pith or medulla is well developed in dicot stem and it is made up of parenchyma. The function of medulla is storage of water and food. The parenchymal cells which are radially arranged between vascular bundles is called pith rays or medullary rays. The major function of these medullary rays is radial conduction of water and food. Let's see the diagrammatic representation of transverse section of dicot stem and ground plan or outline structure of transverse section of dicot stem. See, the outermost layer is epidermis. Epidermis covered by a layer which is called cuticle, and dicot stem shows multicellular hair-like outgrowths called trichomes. Below to epidermis, colonchymous layers are there which is called hypodermis. Then below to that it is general cortex made up of parenchyma cells. Resin canals or mucilage canals are present. Below to that single layer which is innermost layer of cortex is called endodermis. Endodermis cells accumulate with starch, that's why it is called starch sheath. Inner to endodermis is pericycle which is semilunar patches of sclerenchyma, then phloem, then xylem. Cambium is present between xylem and phloem. Here protoxylem present towards center, metaxylem present towards periphery. Then pith or medulla. See in ground plan or outline of dicot stem, the parenchyma cells between vascular bundles are called pith rays or medullary rays. Let's check this diagram carefully for your better understanding. Up to here, under stem anatomy, we completed transverse section of typical dicotyledonous stem. In next video, I will explain you about transverse section of typical monocotyledonous stem. Thank you very much.